welcome to my channel.
This is her channel now. Today we're talking about the various stages of music production and how using a badass workflow can help you stand out as a producer and artist and crush the competition.
Let's kick this thing off.
Hey all, Ed Monclair, aka Spooky Rockstar.
And I'm Georgann, Ireland.
Georgann and I are full-time music producers, and we're trying to be the people we needed when we first started out. People come to us often not knowing the stages of a really efficient workflow. They know about writing, they know about mixing, they know about recording, but they kind of float between those various stages until the song is more or less done. And that's not really an efficient way to work. If an artist comes into a paid environment like this one, and we don't have a workflow that's badass...
That's very unprofessional.
Yeah. If you're coming in to work as an artist with a producer, or if you're a producer trying to up your game and stand out, having a badass workflow can really help you do that. It's going to save you time. Often it'll save you money. It'll help you keep track of when things are ahead, when they're behind, when you should be stepping up, when you're ahead of schedule. It doesn't matter if it's a home studio or a project studio or a studio like this. If you have a badass workflow, that's going to set you apart and make them call you back.
It makes you look professional because you are professional.
We've been open since what, September 2018?
Correct.
We've done probably 24 projects, and every single one of them has gone through this process that we're going to walk you through now. We're not going to go into detail on too much of the process, but we are going to tell you the process, the order, and a little bit about each stage.
The first stage is a pre-production day. Pre-pro day is probably my favorite day. It's the most exciting day.
Sometimes it's the first time we're hearing an artist. Most of the time we're like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun. I have all sorts of ideas that'll be perfect for this project. Sometimes we do an 8-hour pre-pro, depending on how many songs, just talking about the stuff. All you artists out there, who doesn't want to talk all day about your project and your music? We've yet to have an artist.
Like, oh no, I just hate talking about my own music.
Exactly.
I just don't even want people to hear it. It's like, no, that's not how it goes.
Never.
Now, on this day, what we do is we have the artist come in. They'll either bring a demo or they'll just come in with their instrument and they'll play the songs that they're considering putting on their EP, single, or even their record. If we're going to make a 6-song EP, we might listen to 10 songs and then kind of talk through it and be like, well, we really think that these 6 shine brighter.
Now, a pre-pro is the first paid day to see if we're a good fit. When an artist comes in and does an EP with us or an album with us, they could be spending anywhere from $10 to $30K. That's a lot of money. Coming to us for a pre-pro and spending between $5,000 and $1,000, that's a smaller risk to see if we're a good fit. So a pre-pro day also accomplishes kind of a test run between us and the artist to make sure that we're the right person for them.
It could be very likely that an artist decides after pre-production day that they don't want to work with us, that we're not a good fit.
No harm, no foul.
Although, with us, it hasn't happened. Never had an artist not work with us after pre-production day. But it's a way for artists to dip their toes in the water before working with us.
Without having one of these, an artist can spend all this money, find out the direction sucked, and have an EP they're unhappy with. This helps you avoid all of that.
For you as a producer, having this pre-production day really lets you kind of plan what the project is going to look like for you, the genre that you're going to be producing, and you also get an idea for how many days it's probably going to take, the kind of instruments that you're going to need for the project, how many session players you need, or if you're going to do it all MIDI.
By having a pre-pro, it makes you look awesome because you care about the project. You care about it enough to see if you're a good fit and turn them away, even if it means less money for you. That you care about the end result, that you care about the art that you are producing. If you care more about that than the money, the word is going to spread, and that will build serious integrity.
And who doesn't value integrity?
Seriously.
Actually. As an artist, you feel more secure going into your whole project, knowing that the people that you're going to be working with are actually a good fit for you.
So pre-pro goes well. The artist is like, yeah, I want to work with you guys. Now we move into the contracts phase.
Never start producing until you have a signed contract.
Preach, girlfriend.
I am.
Contract is not the most exciting phase at all. It's pretty much the least exciting phase, but it has to happen.
It's really important.
And this is the phase where you work out publishing splits, your songwriting splits, all that good stuff.
It's basically a prenup. for your music.
Maybe it's a lot more like dating, to where we're just like, hey,
Yeah.
let's set our boundaries, let's have some fun, and let's enjoy it and see how it goes, you know.
But definitely, even if you're working with a friend that you've had for years, you still want to sign these contracts.
You can get seriously burned, and even us, we had to learn the hard way. And so you can save yourself all that trouble and pain. As an artist and as a producer, have your templates ready to go. Know your general prices beforehand. Know your budget beforehand as an artist. And both of you will look super on top of it going into it. It should only take a week or two of emails back and forth to get this phase out of the way. Then you can start doing the fun stuff.
Producers, know what you're worth.
That's a whole video in and of itself for sure. If you want to see a whole video on how to measure your worth and how to charge as a producer or what to pay as an artist, let us know in the comments and we'll be happy to record that for you. Contracts are all signed, your publishing and your songwriting is all set in stone. Now it's time to get into the fun stuff. Now we are moving into the demo phase.
Production.
That is the first bit of production, aside from just talking about the production we'll do in pre-pro.
And doing is a lot more fun than just talking about it.
So much. Now we're talking about a production demo, not a demo the artist might have given you or that they might have sent you a work tape or something like that. This is getting together with the artist and implementing all the things that were discussed and agreed upon in the pre-production day.
When we start making these demos, we start from scratch. We will lay down scratch vocals. We'll start doing MIDI mock-ups as far as instruments go, and also recording live instruments if the artist is a guitar player or a piano player.
Sometimes, depending on the artist, some of those demo tracks will end up in the final result.
I think drums are the MIDI that usually ends up making it, like the processing that we did on the acoustic MIDI drums.
Oh, gets duplicated in the real drums. It's true. That happens a lot.
Those usually end up making it in.
Yeah, that's true. I never realized that.
And then also like some of the fun ear candy, like the kind that you're like, it's good enough for now. We'll change it later. And then by the time like the final project comes around, you're like, we brainwashed ourselves into liking it. So
if you don't do a demo phase, this is the last line of defense to make sure you're not going in the wrong direction. We're super obsessed about making sure an artist is happy with what they're making with us. This is the last chance for us to pivot and change directions when you just hear it and go, oh, this isn't working.
I thought that was going to be cool, but it's actually not. Again, hasn't happened, but it could.
But just in case, that's what the demo phase is for.
Also, demos are a great thing for you to be able to hand your session players if you have them. You give it to them and you say, play this.
So be awesome. Spend a day or two per song making some production demos and make sure everything's on track. So demos sound great.
Well, they're good enough.
Our demos sound great. What are you talking
demos
about? People like our demos.
Okay, that's just because like we're good at our mixing. It's our weekly flex. We need it, okay?
Now you move into the recording phase. Now, obviously, this is the day when you get the primary vocals, the guitars, the drums.
It's the most painful and yet the most exhilarating day in the studio because it's so long. It's so long. And the amount of focus that you have to have on this day, it's a lot.
Yeah, the engineer's on just in go mode. Usually it's Reto, and man, he is just laser focused and running up and down the stairs a million times.
Yeah, and then when you're doing tracking, you have to just be there and you're like, all right, did we get it?
The session players are coming in. It's an exciting and terrifying day.
And at the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, I'm tired. But look what we have to show for it.
And recording phase often has a separate day just for vocals.
I call vocal day diva day. That's because you really need your singer to feel comfortable. They cannot have anything bothering them. They need to be so focused on their own performance and be very in touch with themselves.
It goes without saying that there has to be a recording day, but I've actually seen people kind of just demo their way to a finished song. They just keep adding tracks until the track is done, but that just can't happen in our setting. It's very focused. Have a serious recording day. It's super important. Without an official recording day, you're also missing out on one of the most social media content friendly phases of the entire project.
The environment is perfect for creating social media content. There are so many guest people in your studio.
Oh, remember when we did that one project in the like magazines where Bam Magazine was here?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we
that
had
was
professional photographers here.
Yeah.
And that one band also brought their entire entourage with them.
They did. It was amazing.
Their roadies. It was like a party out in the kitchen.
So don't deprive your client, or as an artist, don't deprive yourself of that very exciting, very focused day.
Take lots of photos, record lots of videos.
If you make sure recording goes smooth and fun, the artist is definitely going to come back to you, even just to record stuff if you're not necessarily producing. So recording has gone well. Now we're moving into one of my favorite parts.
Post-production!
Woohoo! Now, the reason why post-production is one of my favorite parts is because we do a lot of high production projects. And so we do all these fun little electronic-y bits, all these breakdowns, and a lot of it happens in that phase. The post-production phase, a lot of producers just call overdub phase. And that's technically true, but we call it post-pro. I think we stole that from film or something.
I like the term post-production better than overdubs. Or post-production with high production.
High production.
Post-pro, high pro.
Vocal overdubs, instrument overdubs. Maybe you guys heard a little bit of what happened in recording. You missed something and it's like, oh, we got to redo that guitar, or hey, let's double that guitar to make it bigger. This is that phase when all of that happens.
Post-pro is the time when we make everything sound better, bigger, fatter, amazing.
Post-production has gone well. We're moving into the mixing phase.
We don't do our own mixing here.
Our business partner, Reto, who shares the room with us here, he does all of our mixing.
So basically, once we're done with post-production, the entire track is there.
And all of the tracks now exist.
Mm-hmm. So now what we do is we take it and we hand it to Reto.
It's a process of getting the levels and the EQ all sitting together in this amazing way.
So depending on who mixes your project, it's going to have a little bit of a different flavor.
We usually have 3 revision rounds in our mixing process. So we send the track off to Reto. He mixes it. We send it back to the artist. They live with it for a little while to see, oh, the vocals could be up a little. They could be down a little.
We live with it too.
We live with it too. As producers, we're like, oh yeah, turn the bass up, turn it down, whatever. There's 3 revision rounds of that. You've done the mixing. We are almost at the finish line. We are in the mastering phase. Mastering is the last shine on the process. It's the last shimmer. It's one more phase and one more set of ears, if you're doing it externally, to make sure everything's the best it can be.
This is the time when your song goes from GarageBand to, wow, I hear that on the radio. To sum everything up, you have pre-production day, contracts, demo day, recording day, post-production, mixing, and mastering. And if you follow all those steps, you will look so professional and you will turn out a finished product in an efficient, timely manner.
We're talking about like an EP in 1 or 2 months as opposed to 3-4 months or even a year. We've had some worst case scenarios where we've seen people take a year on an EP. An artist should be releasing content every 3 months, at least a single.
But that's its own video.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. if you want our schedule on the most efficient, most social media friendly,
most engaging
method
of releasing content. We've worked so long together, we just finish each other's sentences.
All right, everybody, I hope you found this super useful. I hope you got something from this. If you did, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you want to know more detail about any of these phases, let us know in the comments and we'll definitely get to it. All right, y'all, until next time.
Go write the next big hit.